Hello, my friends. Here we are again. So today's routine is going to be focused on kind of recovery from overdoing it a little bit. So whether you've been doing a lot of gardening or cleaning in your house, or general yard work, maybe you're up and down on a ladder and your quads are screaming and your back is sore and you've just done a little too much. I thought it would be a nice idea just to stretch out some of those muscles. So we're going to stay on the DL, so we'll be on the mat the whole time. And to begin with, just find a long spine. Tuck the chin a little bit so that you can get nice and long in the back of the neck. Shoulders are back and down. And then just hands to the knees and just kind of relax your spine a little bit with some spine circles. So we're just going to circle around. Come forward with your heart. As you come back here, pull the navel in and just kind of move those abdominal muscles a little bit. Pull the navel in and then reach the heart forward. And again. And then reversing the circles. So go nice and deep here or shallow if you need to. Let your shoulders get involved. Keep those abdominals involved. Rocking it around. Just releasing and relaxing the spine here. And then make your way back to center. And just a few shoulder rolls. Up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. One more time. Way up, way back, and then pull the shoulders down. Sitting tall one more time. On an inhale, reach way out, way up. And on an exhale, the torso is going to turn to the left. Settle your left hand behind you and your right hand on your thigh. Press through that back hand, get a little more length, and then spiral a twist. Belly, chest, shoulders. Lastly, the head turns, and we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. So every inhale, use that back hand as a second spine to gain a little more length, and then leverage off of your leg to get a little more depth. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, deepen. Let your next inhale bring everything up and center. Reach up, gaze up. And on the exhale, the torso turns to the right. Settle your right hand behind you, your left hand on your thigh. Lengthen, and then deepen the spiral. Inhale, find length. Exhale, find depth. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Let your next inhale bring everything up and center. And then on an exhale, let the left hand come to the earth and let the right hand reach high. Side bend here. So pull open a little bit, maybe gaze up at your hand, and then turn and gaze down at the bottom hand. Turn the head, gaze up, little neck work, lift the chin, drop the chin, look back, and one more time, lift the chin, look up at those fingertips, deepen the side bend, and then come on out of that. And we'll simply go to the other side. Reach long through the left arm, way up. And on an exhale, pull that arm over your ear. You can let this right elbow bend if you like. Open that left shoulder up, gaze up. Tuck the chin. Look down and beyond your right hand. Inhale, look back up, lengthen, deepen. Bring that gaze back down. Inhale, bring the gaze back up. And then just let yourself come out of that. Maybe rotate the shoulders a little bit. Nice. interlace your fingers here. I want to get into the rhomboid muscle, which is the muscle that holds the shoulder blades together. So we're going to interlace the fingers and round the shoulders. Really drive the knuckles forward, pressing the knuckles forward, rounding the shoulders, maybe tuck the chin a little bit here. Really feel that stretch across the shoulders blades. One more breath here. Drive the knuckles forward, tuck the chin, round the shoulders. And then release and take your hands behind your hips now. And just lean back, draw the shoulder blades together now. Opposite stretch and gaze up. Allow your head to drop right back if it's comfortable for your neck. Couple breaths here. Inhale, lift the heart, exhale. Little arch in the low back here. And then relax and come out of that. Nice. From here, we're going to just take hands and knees and move to a tabletop position. So just spin around. Make sure that your knees are well cushioned here. And a few rounds of cat-cow. So look between your knees, make the feet disappear. We sometimes want to have our feet separated or touching. Nice and square with the joints here. Shoulders directly over the wrists. Inhale, pull the heart forward again. Lift the tail. Exhale, really draw the navel in deep as you round up into cat pose. Inhale, pull the heart through. Lift the tail. Lift the chin. Exhale, round up, cat stretch. Inhale, pull through to cow. And this time, exhale, round up into cat and take it all the way back to a child's pose. Drop onto your forearms and worm forward back into cow. Exhale, draw the navel up deeply, tuck and drop into child's pose. Drop the forearm, come through, pull up into cow. And one more time, exhale, pull back, and take child's pose here. Extend your child's pose, so walk those fingertips forward, maybe even tripod the fingers, and then drop in, get a nice shoulder stretch here. Notice what's going on in the low back. Move your head around, make sure your neck is comfortable. One more breath in extended child's pose. And then on an inhale, walk the hands off the left side of your mat. Push the hips to the right. And keep walking that right hand over until you feel a really big opening in the rib cage on the right side. 3 breaths here. Deep into that right lung. Inhale, fill the lung. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, fill that lung, feel that stretch in the rib cage. Exhale. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Let your inhale walk your hands back to center, and then exhale over to the other side. So again, keep walking that left hand forward and over. Push the hips to the left here. You really want to feel a nice stretch in the left hand side. 3 full breaths into that left lung. Fill it. One more deep breath before walking it back to center. Nice. From here, just lift up, come onto your forearms, walk the knees back, drop the hips into Sphinx pose. Shoulders are back and down. And a few deep breaths right here. So let the shoulders ride down your back, press into your mat, pull the mat towards you, and pull your heart forward. So every inhale, the heart pulls forward. Every exhale, let the shoulders ride down your back. Give a nice stretch in your low back here. All that bending over if you were doing gardening. It's a nice counter stretch to that. There's also a lot of squatting if you're planting or trimming something, digging. So your quads are probably talking to you too. So we're going to just roll onto the left hip, spin the left forearm, and see if you can grab a hold of your right foot or ankle with your right hand. And then from here, drop the hip back to the mat. Start drawing the heel of your foot towards the outside of your hip and press the right hip bone into the mat. You should feel a really nice, strong quad stretch. Just a couple of breaths here. One more breath. And release it. Nice. We're simply going to go to the other side. So spin the right forearm. You can roll onto your right hip to get into position so that you can easily grab your ankle or your foot. And then settle yourself back down and press the left hip bone into the mat. Draw the left foot just towards your outer hip. And a couple of breaths here. Nice strong quad stretch. Oh yeah. Just one more breath. And then release it. Nice. Take yourself all the way down onto the mat. Make a pillow with your hands. Bend the knees. And just windshield wiper the feet to release any tension that might have built up in the low back. Oh. Let it go. From here, we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So this is twisted ropes. You're going to take your right hand and thread it under the left arm. So now you've got two options here. You can either leave this left arm forward, or maybe you're able to take a double here. Both palms are facing up. You can rest your chin right on your arm. And let the weight really sink into the right shoulder. It's a pretty strong stretch. Just a couple of breaths here. Nice deep breathing. For one more breath. Nice. To come out of this, just roll onto your right hip so that you can easily come out. And we're going to do the other side. So this time, the left arm threads under. Again, you can keep your right arm forward, or maybe you can take a double, both palms up. Square the hips back down, let your lower body get heavy here. And a few breaths here. One more deep breath. Nice. Roll onto the left hip. Unwind. Come back to center. And bring yourself right down on your mat. Pinky fingers towards the body. Chin to the mat. Just press your shoulders towards the mat here. And then a little bit of a locust pose here. So lengthen through your legs first. Try not to be too splayed out. Lengthen the legs, shoulders back and down, let the shoulders and head lift, let the arms lift, shoot that energy right out your fingertips, maybe your legs can lift, stretch your toes out here. Breathe. Inhale, lift. Inhale, lift again. One more, inhale, lift. And exhale, make a pillow with your hand. Stack the hand the other way and look the other way. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet. Relax. And then one more shoulder stretch. So extend your left hand out to 10 o'clock. Press the palm firmly down into the mat. This is a variation of broken wing. Right hand comes under your shoulder, bend both of your knees, and roll onto your left hip, stacking the knees. Your head can rest right on the mat. Try to press firmly into your palm here, and then press through the right palm to twist a little deeper, to get a little deeper into that stretch on the left shoulder. Take your right shoulder, bring it back and down. Make sure you're comfortable. Just a couple of breaths here. A couple of good shoulder stretches. One more deep breath. Oh yeah, nice. Release and come back to center. And we'll do the other side. So 2 o'clock on the arm. Left hand is under your shoulder like you're preparing for cobra. Bend the knees and roll on to the right hip. Stack your knees. Pull the left shoulder down and away from your ear. Press that right palm firmly down into the earth, and then press through that left hand and go a little bit deeper, stretching out that right shoulder. Keep the left shoulder down. It's going to want to creep up towards your ear. Keep it down and back. Take one more breath here. And then allow yourself to gently come back to center. Nice. Bring the hands underneath. And let's push up to kneeling. And then spin around to a seated position. Nice. So this next pose is a really good strong glute stretch. I found it online, and it's a gentleman named Tom Merrick who's on YouTube. He's got some pretty nice stretches, so I thought we would try this one. You're going to tuck your right foot underneath the left hip, and then bring the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. So we're sitting like this, and we're simply going to hug the knee. So you want to hug this knee towards the opposite shoulder. So if you're able to, see if you can get your elbow onto your right knee. Hang on to both of your elbows. Bring the shoulders back and down. And we're adding a little bit of a twist here too. We're still drawing the left knee towards the right shoulder. Ground firmly through this left foot. Maybe turn and look, because you can get a little back stretch in with this too. The more you draw that knee towards the opposite shoulder, the more you're going to feel that really strong glute stretch on the left side. So just hang here, take a few breaths. One more deep breath. Nice. Release it. Unwind. We'll do the other side. So left foot tucks under the right thigh. Right foot comes to the outside of the left thigh. Get nice and grounded through this foot. Hug it up. See if you can drop the elbow to the inside of this left knee. And then hang on to your elbows, draw the knee towards the opposite shoulder. Find some length in your back and get a little bit of a twist in here as you continue to draw the knee towards the opposite shoulder. You should feel a pretty strong stretch in the right glute, along with a little lower back work here. Just breathe. So the right hip is lifted up off of the mat. Draw the knee in a little closer. You'll get a little stronger stretch in that glute. Take a couple more breaths. It's really kind of a juicy stretch. I really like it. Might not work for everyone because you have to have that knee flexion, but oh yeah, it feels good. And then release it. Nice from here. Soles of the feet are going to come together. We're going to hang on to the ankles in cobbler pose, or maybe you're more comfortable hanging onto your feet. I'll take my ankles here. And the reason I'm going ankles today so that my elbows can press into my inner thighs. Find some length in the back, press down with your elbows to open up the inner thighs a bit, open up the groin a little bit. Keep a nice long back. Some of you might be able to take a little fold forward. Try to keep the back nice and straight and long. Inhale, exhale, press. And then simply release it. Nice. Let's spin around. Lay down on your back. Just take a nice, easy knee hug here. Give your lower back a little massage. And bend the knees, bring the feet up to the sky. So if it's easy for you to straighten your knees, go ahead and do so. But you can see that my knees are a little bent because a straight leg is not comfortable for me. I'm really going to try to press down through my hips and lift up through the heels of my feet. Draw the toes towards your face. You want to get into the calf muscle here, along with your hamstrings. So to add a little more, I'm going to reach my fingertips up to the sky. Press the shoulders firmly down into the mat. I like this pose. It's called dead bug, which I think is really cute, but of course not so cute for the dead bug, but but it really helps you recognize the duality in yoga. So as we're pressing down strong through the shoulders, we're reaching up through the fingertips. As we're pressing down through the hips, we're pressing up through the heels of the feet, drawing the toes towards your face. One more breath here. A little shaky is okay. And then bend the knees and give yourself a hug. Right, separate the feet as wide as the mat. And allow your hands to open out to T formation. Drop both knees to the left and lift. Drop both knees to the right. I'm doing a mirror image for you. I think I'm in class, I'm not in class. And then to the left. Bring it center, drop the knees to the right. Bring it center, drop the knees to the left. And each time you drop the knees, lift that hip. So I'm dropping the knees to the left and I'm lifting the right hip a little bit, just to get a little deeper. This time, drop off to the right, lift the left hip a little bit, and then maybe even lift the right foot and rest it on the outside of the left knee. And leverage, press down a little bit through that foot. Flex your foot and press into the outside of that left knee. Let the left hip lift a little bit. Maybe turn the head to the left. Press, get a little deeper. And then release the foot first. Bring it back to center. Drop both knees to the left this time. Notice that the right hip is lifting a little. Get a little deeper by resting the ankle on the outside of that knee. Flex the foot and then press. Let that right hip lift up. Relax your shoulders, gaze towards the right. One more deep breath. Yeah. Release the ankle first. And then one more time, just windshield wiper back and forth a little bit. Nice. Take one last cannonball hug. Make it a little deeper. Lift your head and shoulders. Tuck in nice and tight. Shoulders back and down. And then let the feet find the mat and bring yourself back up to a seated position. Bring the shoulders back and down. Turn the corners of your mouth skyward. Take one last deep breath. Inhale, reach out, reach up, gaze up, press the palms, bring it back to your heart, and we end with the word namaste. Till next time.